What's up, everybody? The Iceman here on this Thursday evening on the Iceman Wrestling Network, the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel, and TNA Impact Wrestling last night. I watched it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it and give you my thoughts and opinions on the show. Much like WWE's Raw Monday night, there was a lot of disappointment for me in this TNA show. There was some high points for me as well. I think the return of Dixie Carter as a full-fledged babyface was a good thing. She has announced, I believe it's going to be next week, she's going to appoint like a general manager for TNA Impact Wrestling, and this person will end up pretty much running things for TNA Impact, and she's just gonna do her own thing. And this is probably a good thing for her, because when she was here and she was her heel run with EC3, she got a lot of hate, resentment, and I think she just wants to correct all of this. She did say she made a lot of mistakes, and she wishes she could redo it over again, but obviously she couldn't, and basically telling Ethan that he needs to quit lying, and things are going to change. So this is a pretty good thing for TNA Wrestling, because he was going to face three men, and he did. One of them was Norm Furman, who's really a nobody. He defeated him no problem. And then Shark Boy came out. He defeated him no problem. And he was going to get ready for his third match until Kurt Angle came out with his rematch clause. And of course, I was hoping Kurt Angle did not utilize that clause on Impact so soon after losing, because you sort of knew that he wasn't going to regain the title back. But, it is what it is. I did like the Velvet Sky Madison Rain match. I like the looks of Velvet Sky with the multicolored hair. I've always been a fan of Velvet Sky. So there was some good things. Bram still being crazy, taking out Mr. Anderson. The Robbie E. Jesse Goddard's match. Jesse Goddard's pretty much beat the heck out of Robbie E. Made him pass out, so to speak. But yeah, TNA Impact wasn't horrible. I don't think it was great either. But I will say this: when you compare Impact to WWE Raw, one thing I like about Impact is from week to week, you'll see a few stars for the most part every week. And then the rest of the show, you'll see people that you haven't seen in previous weeks, and they sort of mix it up. So what they do is try to get, much of their roster on shows, week after week. So we don't see the same talent all the time every week on TNA, and I sort of like that in a way. Whereas on WWE, they have a handful of people that are on all the time. And, I do understand both sides of the coin. WWE wants to present their major stars on a weekly live show, on a weekly basis. And TNA does it a little bit differently. And this is why I like the two different promotions, because a lot of people say that one copies the other. And, when it all comes down to it, all wrestling promotions copy all sorts of gimmicks, ideas, and whatnot. And even a lot of these things we see today have been done 30 years ago. A lot. So that's one thing about TNA and WWE I like, because to me, they're really not really that close of being the same. TNA has their own identity. WWE has their own identity. Are they both entertainment? Yes. I think TNA is a little bit more hardcore than WWE. And that's good too, because they are different in that type of way. But I'm looking forward each and every week to watching TNA. And again, I don't just criticize the WWE. I do criticize TNA wrestling because I think, if I don't think the show is up to par, I say so. But you also have to understand that every week, no promotion is going to present us with a full satisfying show. It just ain't going to happen. Not everybody's going to be satisfied. And that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be. And then I was thinking as well, too, with the day of the internet and everything, how much different would we look at these shows that we watch today if there was no internet to know anything that was going to go on, or read spoilers to find out what was going to happen ahead of time? How would we react to the shows that we see today? Would we like them more? I think maybe so. And I think that's part of the reason why the shows from the past, the Attitude Era, and even before, the old days of the NWA and, the AWA, WCCW and all this. And I think maybe that's the reason why we got into those shows more, because we never knew what to expect. Nowadays, we got the internet. We sort of know what's to come. And by knowing that, we have a choice whether to tune in or tune out. So there's just a lot of variables. But anyway, TNA was okay, and I wouldn't rate it one of their better shows of the year. I wouldn't rate it really their worst. But I'm just banking on next week to be much better. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions on this Thursday night. Everybody have a great night. And we will see you all next time. And that should be very, very soon. Have a great night, everybody.